Hey guys, so today I'm going to be looking at more Am I Wrong stories. Yeah, let's just get right into the video. So my wife and I have been married for a year and began trying to conceive in September. No luck so far, but the doctor did say at our first appointment that it typically takes close to a year for most couples to conceive. She's been telling people that she's infertile, which isn't true. Doctor said she isn't. My wife and I went to work Christmas party in mid-December, where my wife met my coworker's wife, let's call her Mary, and they took a liking to each other. Mary was pregnant and invited my wife to her baby shower, which was yesterday, and my wife sounded excited to go. I asked her when we were alone if she thinks she'll be fine. I know my wife and I know what typically bothers her. I knew she wouldn't bask in happiness over someone else's pregnancy, so I urged her to think it through. She said she's fine and she was excited, so she went. The baby shower was yesterday. About 40 minutes in, she calls me and asks me to come. I was at a cafe nearby because I knew she wouldn't stay for long. I find her at the entrance of the house crying and a bunch of women consoling her. When she saw me, she came to me and pulled me to the garden to talk. She said she was dancing and looked at Mary's pregnant belly and couldn't take it anymore, started crying and ran out. All of Mary's friends followed her out to console her. I consoled myself and said, okay, let's go, babe. Where do you want to go? We can go for a drive so you can feel better. She looked at me weird and asked why she would leave. I asked her why she would stay. She said she feels better now and can have a good time. I sighed and said, babe, you know that's not going to happen, and I doubt the attention will be on Mary after this, and that's not great. It's her baby shower and she deserves to be celebrated. I can't see how people are going to shift the focus from consoling you to celebrating her if you're still there. She rolled her eyes at me and said she was going back in and that I could leave. 3 hours later, the party was nearing its end, so I go to pick her up. My coworker and I stepped into the house, and lo and behold, everyone is sitting in a circle with my wife being the center of attention. Coworker looked for his wife, and she wasn't there at all. He called her and said she had left ages ago. My wife and I entered the car, and I first asked her how she was feeling, and we spoke about it for a few minutes. I then asked her what happened and why Mary left. She said, oh crap, Mary, I forgot to say bye to her. I told her Mary left ages ago. I then said, I know you're going through a hard time, but why on earth would you and her friends do this? If they consoled you for a few minutes, that's fine, but the entire party? We should have left earlier. She looked at me so offended and said, are you Mary's husband or mine? We stared at each other for a while and just drove home in silence. I told her I want to talk to her this morning to sort things out, but she ignored me and left the house. Man, this guy just sounds like a really nice person. You know, he sounds like he's the type of person to understand, what everyone is going through. And I think he's totally right. If you're going to go to a party and it's someone else's celebration for something, don't make it about you. The fact that the actual person hosting the party left just says a lot. She obviously didn't feel happy about it. This guy was doing a great job though. Like, he was there for his wife, explaining everything to her, asking her what would make her feel good, and then the wife just doesn't want any of that. Like, why stay at a party if you're going to be upset about the party's theme? Doesn't make sense. So yeah, I don't feel like he was wrong at all. I feel like he's a good person and a very good husband. My wife and I both work 4 days a week. I work 12-hour shifts and she works 8-hour shifts. She would work more, but our daughter needs to be picked up from daycare. I leave for work before they wake up and some days get home after our daughter has gone to bed. This week, our daughter's daycare provider was sick, so my wife took the week off of work to care for her. I worked an extra day to make up for the lost income, so it all worked out fine, or so I thought. She seemed stressed still, so I asked her what was wrong. She broke down, saying that she is struggling with balancing work, caring for our daughter throughout the week, and keeping our house clean and cooking, etc. I responded calmly by saying that I can't miss work or reduce hours. We simply cannot afford it. She responded by saying she knows that, but it is overwhelming for her, and the house chores are piling up. I told her 90% of the problems with messiness could be solved if she picked up after herself. If she just put the used butter knives in the sink after she was done and rinsed bottles, cookware, etc. I will happily do the dishes when I get home from work. Hell, I'll even put them away after. But I do not want to play scavenger hunt and look around the house for things to wash. She did not respond to me after I said that, other than a quiet okay, before going to console our daughter, who woke up early from her nap. She still seemed upset with me still, so I vented to my coworker about what happened. He says I was being an ass because I didn't even listen to what she wanted. I feel like I was perfectly reasonable. Am I wrong? I feel like she just wants someone to listen to her. I think all he had to do was just sit down and just, ask what she really wants. But then again, a lot of the times, men don't really understand how we think because we just want someone to listen to us and understand that we're going through a tough time, right? We don't want solutions yet. We just want someone to listen. And then we will snap out of it and we'll be like, oh, I'm fine now. I can totally do all that. I'm fine. But we just need someone to listen. But I don't blame him as well because he wants to help her as well. So I think it is just some communication issues. And they'll be fine. I hosted dinner a few weeks ago at my place. Everyone was having fun and the topic of moving out and charging your adult children rent came up. I'm not American, and if I'm being honest, I didn't know this was a common thing. I told my friends that in Brazil, this would be looked down upon and that I didn't know a single person who paid rent to their parents. I have 3 grown sisters who live at home and no one pays a cent. I finished my speech saying that it's fine if they disagree with me, but I personally would never charge my children rent if I wasn't struggling. My friend Amy said that someone from a third world country wouldn't understand and that my sisters shouldn't freeload. I told her it wasn't like that. My parents love to have them around and that it's common, if not expected, to live with your parents until you get married or find a long-time partner. Amy replied by saying that my culture is backwards. I tried to not get offended over her choice of words and said agree to disagree. Back to the present. I hosted again last night and told my friends that my older sister is engaged. Amy proceeds to ask if she's finally going to grow up now or if mummy and daddy will pay rent for her elsewhere. I was sick of her little comments, not the only thing she said this past week, and said that no, my sister is buying her own condo with my brother-in-law and that maybe she could do the same soon if her parents didn't charge her $1,000 plus utilities every month. This erupted into a fight and dinner was cut short. Some of my friends think I should apologize to Amy to keep peace, but I don't think I should. Am I in the wrong here? Nah. Amy was the one being rude. Like, how are you gonna dismiss someone's culture? A lot of Asian cultures, parents don't charge you rent. But why is Amy like, third world countries, you don't understand? What the heck is that attitude? Honestly. Someone thinking you can only grow up if you move out. Really? Because I know a lot of freaking immature people who live on their own too. And they're immature and rude and kind of dumb too. I don't think moving out helped them with anything, to be honest. If anything, it only helped them with survival mode. Not be a good person. You can't throw some rude comments and then expect people to be nice to you, okay? Well, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked it and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!